The VBTS effect is real. Compose Coffee officially ranks number 1 in consumer satisfaction in South Korea. Hello everyone. And welcome back to the channel. BTS fans. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing. Not because we are chasing numbers. Not because we are racing against the algorithm. And not because we want to be the fastest. But because there are still stories. Stories about BTS. About Kim Taehyung. And about impacts that often go unnoticed on the surface. Stories that deserve to be told slowly. With feeling. With space. And with honesty. In South Korea, coffee is not just a drink. It is a routine. It is a pause. It is a quiet companion. In the middle of busy lives. Every corner of the city, from small alleys to main streets, is filled with cafes. The competition is fierce. Choices are endless. And Korean consumers are known to be extremely discerning. They are not easily satisfied. They are not easily loyal. Which is why, when one brand rises to claim the number 1 ranking in consumer satisfaction, it is never a small achievement. It is public validation. And today, that name is Compose Coffee. But what makes this story compelling is not only the final result. It is the journey behind it. Compose Coffee is not a brand that sells luxury. Nor does it represent an elite lifestyle. It presents itself as everyday coffee. Coffee that anyone can afford. Coffee that does not try to be more than what it is. And paradoxically, that is exactly its strength. When Kim Taehyung, V of BTS, was officially announced as the face of Compose Coffee, public reactions were mixed. Some were immediately excited. Others were skeptical. Is this just another idol effect? Is this only a temporary trend? Those questions were understandable. The world has seen too many collaborations that shine brightly, only to fade just as fast. But what happened afterward told a very different story. V did not arrive as an overwhelming presence. He did not turn Compose Coffee into something unfamiliar. Instead, he adapted. The advertisements featuring V never felt aggressive, never felt forced. The visuals were soft. His movements were relaxed. His expressions were sincere. As if he wasn't promoting anything. As if he was simply living an ordinary day. And that was when the public began to feel at ease. Because Kim Taehyung carries the same image wherever he goes. Calm, warm, attentive to small details. He is not an idol who sells perfection. He is an artist who allows the world to see his humanity. And consumers responded to that. Not with loud hype. Not with exaggerated reactions. But with trust. In national consumer satisfaction surveys, Compose Coffee recorded outstanding scores across nearly all key categories. Not only in taste, not only in price, but in the overall experience. How customers are treated. How the brand communicates. How people feel after they leave. And all of that led to one shared conclusion. Compose Coffee feels close. Many consumers expressed similar sentiments. Compose Coffee feels comfortable. It doesn't feel noisy. It's not intimidating. And without realizing it, That image was reflected through one familiar figure appearing across the brand's visuals. VBTS. The VBTS effect is often discussed, but it is frequently reduced to mere numbers. In reality, what he brings is far more complex. He brings credibility. He brings emotional resonance. He brings a sense of security. When V chooses something, people don't feel like they are being sold to. They feel invited. ARMY undoubtedly played a significant role. The power of the fandom cannot be denied. But what's remarkable is that Compose Coffee's rise did not stop with ARMY alone. It grew in the eyes of the general public. People who don't follow K-pop, who may not know BTS in detail, yet still felt that this brand was somehow different. And that is an exceptionally rare achievement. This #1 ranking in consumer satisfaction became proof that collaboration doesn't need to be loud to be impactful. That true influence works quietly, entering habits, entering routines, entering everyday life. In an era where everything strives to go viral, VBTS demonstrates the opposite approach. He doesn't force attention. He lets attention come to him. He doesn't chase the spotlight. He stands calmly within it. And Compose Coffee, without losing its identity, grew alongside him. Now, as Compose Coffee stands at the top of consumer satisfaction rankings, many are beginning to understand something important. This is not coincidence. This is not just strategy. It is the meeting of two identities that truly align. A brand that values simplicity, and an artist who values silence. And perhaps that is why the VBTS effect always feels different. Because he doesn't just influence what people buy. He influences how people feel. Calmer, more comfortable, more connected. In the end, this story isn't only about coffee. It's about how trust is built, how image is protected, and how true influence never needs to shout. Sometimes, it simply arrives in a warm cup of coffee, in the middle of a busy day. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please consider subscribing. Not out of obligation, but because there are still many stories about BTS and about Kim Taehyung that deserve to be heard. Slowly. See you in the next video.